Hi there YouTube, this is Dave and we are on the second to last video of the creating a CRM using SharePoint Mashup solution, and I'm pretty excited about this. This time we're going to put it together. The last thing that we're going to do, I will talk about at the end of this video. Be sure to stay tuned because it's going to surprise you. Yes, we're going to put the mashup together, but there's a little surprise and a little trick waiting for you at the end. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Here we are on the Extreme Widgets CRM site that we created at the very beginning of the series, and one of the things that I wanted to show you, I haven't really touched it, I haven't done much to it. Now I could put it on the home page, but for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and create a page for this. Okay, here we are with a brand new page. So let's go ahead and add a title to this. CRM landing page. We're going to call this CRM landing page, and the reason why is because this is where all the magic starts. We're going to create the CRM here. Now, please understand, we may go look at records inside the SharePoint list that we created when it's necessary. If we're going to want to see all the data, whereas in this we're going to show parts, if not all of the data. So we're going to kind of keep this to a minimum. Okay, so I've added a new section with 2 columns, and in this 2 columns we're going to build a CRM. The top left is going to be kind of the most important one, so let's go ahead and go for lists. We're going to go with customers. So we're going to put our customers over here. Over here we're going to put our customer contacts. Perfect. Underneath here we're going to put our interactions. Perfect. So here are the 3 different things that we have put together so far. Now this is going to be expanded upon, and again, stay to the end because I have an exciting message for you. And you kind of saw it when I was selecting the lists that I was going from, and you probably saw the campaigns. And the fact of the matter is I haven't chosen it, but that absolutely has something to do with my announcement for the final in this particular series. So let's again jump right into this. As you can see, right now this is extremely flat. Nothing kind of jumps out, and what ends up happening is it becomes blended together, blurred together. So customers and customer contacts is fine, but what I want to do is I want to actually bring this down to here and have the interactions down here at the base. What I can do with this particular section is be able to give it some sort of color, something to give it some sort of change. So let's see, we're doing widgets, kind of dark materials, tan fading to dark purple. Let's go ahead with that. And so all our interactions, well, it's interactions, it's supposed to be light, so let's go something a little bit lighter. There we go. And the reason why I'm doing this is just so I can have a visual cue that there's a different section here. Okay, so we already got our customers in the top left corner, customer contacts top right corner, and then we have the interactions down at the bottom. This is all well and good. However, there is one thing that we have to understand. Currently, as you can see, there needs to be some sort of connection between each of these different web parts. And the way we're going to do that is by filtering based on what company or customer, in this case, is being selected. In order to do that, we're going to do this. We're going to edit properties of this one, and we're going to teach this. We're going to do dynamic filtering for this particular one. Customer contacts to filter. So what we're going to go in is go here. We're going to do the company. The list or library containing the filter, that's our customers. And so there we go. And so dependent upon what company or customer is actually selected here, that will end up in turn showing all the contacts for that. Now, as you can see, we do not have any contacts in that. So we're going to go ahead and get started once this is all tied together, and you'll be able to see how it operates and how it works as a mashup for the CRM. Okay, so that's part one. Part one's done. Now the interactions is specific on the contacts. So let's go ahead and do that next. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do dynamic filtering. And for that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to find email. Let's see, first name. Whoops. Let's see, contact, which is the email address, I believe. So let's go contact and then customer contacts, and then the property will be email. There it is right there. All right, and so we're going to apply that here. And now that I think about it, I forgot to apply up in customer contacts. Do not worry. This is something that you're going to find very often. You'll do something about halfway and then you're going to realize, oh, I forgot to do this. As you can see, dynamic filter is turned back off again. Let's turn it back on. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do the company that they're working for. It's going to be based off of customers, and the base off of customers will be company name. There it is. All right, and apply. Now, though I have a script in my head that is part of the script, because I like to tell you, I don't care how long you've been doing this for, you may feel very comfortable with what you're doing and you may click, click, click. Next thing you know, you may forget a step. Don't let it dishearten you. You will still be able to move forward. It's not a big deal. SharePoint is extremely forgiving, and I hope you will understand that when you start playing around. Like I always tell my office hours guests, do not fear. The worst you could do is delete your site, but it's not going to be by accident because it asks 3 times. If you accidentally delete your site, yeah, I'm going to have a hard time believing that. You really must have been thinking about, last Christmas's eggnog or something. I don't know. Joking aside, that is exactly what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and finish. Now, we've only got one customer, so that's not really going to help us. So we got Spacely Sprockets here. So let's go with Astro Dog Walkers, walking belts. And then headquarters is Skybase 3. And then let's go with Suite 42, because everyone knows 42 is the meaning of life. Then headquarters city, let's go New Vegas, because why not? And we'll go with Nevada. And then zip code, I have no idea what their number starts at, so I'm going to throw a 7 at the beginning and just hit some random numbers. The main phone number, of course, is 555-123-4567. Yes, I thought long and hard on that. This is not required. USA and no attachments. Fabulous. Now we have two different companies, and then let's go ahead and start adding some customers. So let's start with Chief Purchasing Officer, so CPO, and then let's see, it's going to be a Miss, and then is Donna, and then we're going to do last name will be Reed, and then the company is Astro. Let's go with Astro Dog Walking Belts. Email is going to be dreed@adwb.com. And then phone and mobile is not necessary, so for sake of time, let's fix that. Your inventory manager, and then this is going to be a Mr., and then the first name is going to be, let's see here, George, then Clooney. And we'll have him work for Spacely Sprockets, and then the email is going to be gk and then spacelysprockets.net, and then we're going to have the phone number there. We're done with that, and then we'll add one more for posterity's sake, clinic, doctor. And then we're going to go doctor, and then first name is Adrian, and then let's go last name Aldrin, and then let's go with the company. We'll also go Astro Walking Belts because people tend to get hurt testing the walking belts, and then we'll do Aldrin@adwb.com, and we're good. We have this in place. We have a few things in place. So far, so good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and publish this, so that we can see how it looks. So as you can see, when I do hover over these, I can make a selection. So in this case, let's go with Astro Dog Walking Belts. And you can see that we have this, and it works, but there's a lot of scroll action going on here. And we already know what company we're working for or working with because it's been filtered by this one. So we're going to have to make some changes to it. And you're going to find that a lot of times when you make the page, you're going to want like the top 1 to 4 things that are of the most interest, and then people can click into the record as they see fit when it's absolutely necessary. So that way what ends up happening is they have a good understanding of what they're doing, who they're talking to, whatever the case may be, and that way it is captured appropriately. In this case, it's not a problem. However, I want to show you how to fix that. In the case of Classic, you would be able to actually say, I want to show a different view or edit the current view, and that it was usually the case, and it would remember for that web part. As you can see visually, there is nothing here that allows me to change this view. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to actually have to go in. And for the sake of the video, I'm not going to have you bear through it. So I will be back in just a moment, and I'm going to actually show you what I mean. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, just kidding. Nothing like a little movie magic to make a lot of time go by a lot quicker. Long story short, I did a couple things. One of the things I did, I hid the ability to actually add contacts here. Am I going to keep it that way? Who knows? Maybe there's only a certain group of people that should be able to do that, and they should go into the appropriate list and add to the list there. In this case, I want to do it so you could see how much cleaner it could be. So I did hide the bar, the navigation bar for each of the lists up here at the top. However, I did not do it for interactions down here at the bottom because I want this to be kind of the workhorse. So yeah, that's why I've done it in this way. Now as things get bigger, and again, I'm alluding to the next of this series, definitely stay tuned for this next video. Anyways, back to this, you can see I cut it down to 3 different items, something that is very quickly identifiable. And one of the most identifiable things is the email address and having the first name so we know to whom we're speaking to. Now, some companies may say, you know what, that's a little rude, or you take being too informal. If that's the case, I'd maybe put the last name, or I would put the first and last name so that way, whatever the case may be, I made sure that it was small because of the fact I have my display resolution down so it's easier for you, the viewers on YouTube, to be able to actually see this screen without pulling your hair out. And trust me, I get it. So that is why we're doing it this way. But you can see very quickly, you know, we can do astro walking. It works now that I actually put the company in the view. There's a lot that can be done, and we can see this, and then let's say, for example, I am talking to the clinic doctor for widgets for his back-o-matic, which straightens out people's back. Well, if that's the case, then, you know, so sell widgets for back-o-matic. All right, there we go. The contact, Aldrin. So let's see here. I did a warm call because I know them. It was today. And let's go ahead and say I spoke to him about our new and approved widgets for the back-o-matic 2000. There is need for a follow-up next week, Thursday. There we go. Beautiful. And save. All right, I think we're good. So we're going to save that. And over time, as you can see here, if I wanted to, I just want to see who specifically I've been interacting down here. You can see interactions, everyone from Donna Reed, if I had interactions with her. I don't, so let's go ahead and switch it up to the clinic doctor. And you can see that Aldrin is right here, Alan Aldrin, and we have that information readily available, and so I can kind of keep that in mind. Now, I know you've got questions. Feel free to put them in comments. This is how easy it is to put together SharePoint mashup, and in this case we're creating a CRM. There's not a lot to it except for the playing that's involved. And when we do get into the next video, and you've made it to the end, so I'm going to tell you, we have left a lot of things out. When you saw the campaign in the lists, I was going to put campaigns in. The thing is, a domino effect is going to transpire and take place if I do add that. In the next video, I'm going to show you what happens when you start play. It's like, okay, this is great. I want to add campaigns. Well, what happens when you do that? Okay, this is great. What happens if I want to use a Power Automate to automatically set a calendar meeting for myself so that I remember to do a follow-up? I just said I needed to do a follow-up. Well, how do I do that? Well, there's a real easy way of handling that, and that's using Power Automate. So all of a sudden now the mashup becomes even more complex because now we're using not just SharePoint, which is great, but now we're starting to use the automation features that are also in M365. All of these are very, very good things, and I am going to explain all of that, at least attempt to, in the next video. For right now, this is Dave, and I hope to see you again in that next video.